Hi Lance, thanks ever so much for buying The Knowing. I'm just going to briefly run through, hopefully I'll be able to show you okay with this orientation. I'm just going to briefly run through how I performed The Knowing. And I've came up with a backstory, which was basically my great grandmother, who was called Irene Fisher. And she had kind of abilities of being able to know things that she shouldn't have known, particularly like people's surnames, people's names that she'd never met before, but she knew their names. She kind of knew the answers to some questions that somebody was about to ask her, but before they could even get the question out of their mouth, she kind of knew what the answer was. This kind of second sight, not necessarily a complete psychic ability, but just being able to know things without, knowing how she knew. And the people that got to know her back then, because this was kind of like late Victorian era, the people that knew her called it the knowing. So that's kind of where the basis of the trick of the effect comes from. So we've got a cabinet which was hers, and basically you show your guest the cabinet and say that this belonged to Irene. This was her cabinet. You can see that there's 4 items in the cabinet. One item specifically has some emotional attachment to her and was owned by her. 3 other items are just curiosities that are in the cabinet that have no kind of specific emotional attachment. It was just, they're part of a collection that's in the cabinet. So you kind of go, I mean, obviously you'll come up with your own story and your own backstory, that kind of thing. And then you kind of explain to the guest that you're with that just being in the presence of the cabinet kind of gives them, just for a few moments, the knowing themselves. So you're going to ask them which item you think belonged to Irene. And then you go through whatever steps you want to go through. You could do a little bit of hypnosis, however you want to play it. So, for example, they were to say the snuff box. I mean, you can run through the items. You can have a little story about each. Just do it exactly how you want to do it, as briefly or as long-winded as you want to do it. I set it to music and all sorts of things. It's quite cool. So if they were to say the snuff box, basically it's a 4-way out. So whichever object they pick, they're going to be correct. So if they were to say the snuff box, then you can reveal that the actual item itself was owned by Irene. This was her great-grandfather's snuff box that was left to her, and he had her name engraved on the back. I don't know if you can see it, but the name Irene has been engraved on the back of the snuff box, therefore proving that that was the item that belonged to Irene, and the rest are all just objects in the cabinet. That's one reveal. The reveal for the Bible is, I mean, you wouldn't know, but inside the Bible, I've got a page or a bookmark that has been aged to look Victorian. And on the back of the bookmark, it says, if I can read it without my glasses, Irene Fisher, on the occasion of her confirmation, May the 3rd, 1887. And it says something like, all my love, Auntie Betty. So kind of then that proves that the book was Irene's, and the rest of it obviously isn't mentioned because nobody's going to think anything else. They're just going to think that it's going to be the book. So then that gets to the perfume bottle and the old These are all genuinely old, by the way. These are all Victorian. I mean, or as old as I can be. I don't think the book is Victorian, but the snuff box, the shaving kit, and the perfume bottle. That's kind of what adds to it all, because it genuinely, they're not made to look old. They really, really are old. So, which gets the reveal of the perfume bottle or the shaving kit. What I forgot to mention is there's an envelope which should have been placed on the table right before the routine takes place. So you don't really make reference to it until you need to. So you go through everything. If everything is mentioned, if either the book or the snuff box are picked, and then you reveal that they were owned by Irene, you can then just say, well, I've just got a picture of my great grandmother, and that's her, and you can kind of show everybody. Your great grandmother Irene. There's just a photograph of her, and next to the box, which is quite a nice looking, cool thing. But this then comes down to the revelation of the perfume and the shaving box. So basically, I've got a little. It's a Himba envelope. And I've just got a little pencil dot so I know which way round it goes. So I always start with the pencil dot with the envelope up, and I know that if I open it that way, it's going to be the perfume bottle. So basically, we just open up the envelope, we take out the picture of Irene, and on the back it says, to Irene, perfect perfumer for your birthday, my love, Harold. So Harold was like her husband. So it's kind of the little keepsake that you've got, which explains the perfume bottle. And there you go. And then there's the reveal for the perfume bottle. Job done. If the shaving kit is revealed, it's so simple with these Himba envelopes. Because, well, one, they just look cool. They look really cool. But in the reveal to the shaving thing, all you do, instead of picking it up straight and opening it up like that, you just pick it up off the table like that. So you're almost picking it up as you would normally. And to detract from and making a little bit of time go on, so you are picking it up. Nobody is even going to see that you're picking it up the wrong way around. They won't even see that at all. But if they do, to have that little bit of time difference between the reveal, is as you pick it up, you just basically say to them, you know, what was your thought processes? Because obviously, Irene being female, you've picked the shaving kit. You know, it's a bit odd, or however you want to say, just to have that little bit of time difference, and then you reveal as you open up. You take out a picture of Irene, which is exactly the same on the other side, and it says, to my loving H, which is her Harold, a shaving kit for your birthday, all my love, Irene. So again, that's her connection to the shaving kit. And then once you've done that, again, job done, you can leave the envelope open, and there's the reveal for the shaving kit. Hope that all kind of makes sense. Hope you can see everything properly. So obviously you can refer back. So it's just as a quick go through. It's etched on the snuff bottle. There's a bookmark in the Bible. The perfume bottle is with the pencil mark up, and you just literally open it up. And there you go, and it's ready to reveal on the other side. And the shaving kit is so simple. It just stays the same way around, and you pick it up, and then you kind of just say, you know, what made you think of the shaving kit? And while they're doing that, you can open it while they're speaking, put the envelope down on the table, and you've got that ready. And you can even give that to them to read, or you can read it yourself and then hand it to them. The heat is completely off everything. Nobody's going to go in and start checking what's in. I mean, this is private. You know, this is one of your belongings, so nobody's going to do that. But as a four-way out, I think they're all pretty strong.